the famous words of D.S. Lilly, beef it up and speak your mind, and that we're just respecting each other and we're giving each other our opinions, and I respect that. However, what we cannot respect is Fextralife being given Path of Exile 2 early. That's right. The game has been leaked effectively entirely early, a week prior to the game, and I literally just jumped out of the shower. I wanted to make a video on this because I think this is important. So there's been a statement officially handed out by PoE2, and I'll tell you about it. So it says, we've seen some speculation that some people might have access to PoE2. To clarify, some traditional games media. Now, we don't know the term specifically what traditional games media means. However, Fextralife technically does wikis and guides, so maybe he's classed as traditional media, but we know he just embeds his stream onto 8,000 wikis to get Twitch viewers, and to be honest, it's a pretty much a disgrace to all forms of content creation, I'll be honest with you. Now, it says part of the stipulation was that the media is given for review purposes. They may share their opinions on the game, but are not allowed to produce guide-style content, for this would spoil the discovery of the game, or post unedited playthroughs. Now, this sounds good, but this just doesn't solve anything, to be honest. The entire excitement of an ARPG is to discover all of the new things. How do we run zone 1 efficiently? How do we link these gems together? Is there a cool combo we can do on this boss? And if people have been playing the game since launch and then they just get access to the game, not only are they at a distinct advantage, yes, it's early access, but people are bothered by that, but they also just have a wealth of knowledge that they can just create content on and or profit off via in-game. You know, and if you have knowledge, we know what this means in PoE. Knowledge equals sort of speed and currency, which equals items. So if, say, Fextralife or these legacy games media people have access to all this information, they might be able to speed run a purchase of a headhunter, and in a few days' time be able to show us headhunter gameplay or whatever. And it's a snowball effect that really shouldn't be there. I think we can all agree that this is nonsense. Now, they're saying they're not playing on the same servers, so none of their progress will be kept. In addition, all of the content they produce is embargoed, so no content is supposed to be posted until then. There was a miscommunication that resulted in a video being posted early. This was on their end, so it's not his fault, but it's still at fault. On release day, we want players to be able to make more informed choices about if they would like to buy a key. We believe that allowing traditional games media access to showcase this without spoiling the game. But I personally just don't think it's possible. I think PoE 1 has such a legacy in its own right that it doesn't need a few traditional games media to sell the game. The wealth of keys you will sell from traditional games media probably is not outweighed by the outrage and the enjoyment being spoiled of the players that built this franchise up and got it to this point where it actually deserves a sequel, because without the fans it wouldn't even have a sequel. So you're kind of shitting on the fans here, I'll be honest. And normally I love everything that GGG do, but I'll be honest, this is just a crap decision. I don't like it. And I think here's where the problem is. Let's say there's a zone, make it up, zone 3. I think we've already kind of had it teased that there's a key that drops and there's a second part that you have to find, and we don't know what happens when you combine those two together. Now, when that game releases and the embargo lifts, these traditional games media can easily say something like, one of the most fun aspects of this game when I was reviewing it was like how quests are more meaningful. For example, when you get this amulet and you walk to Act 4 and pick it up out of this box and combine it, you will get a unique, meaning your playthrough will be easier and more enjoyable, and it's not as brutal or whatever, right? Spin it in a review way, but also are revealing information. I just think if you've played through the whole campaign, you've played through the early access version, you are just going to have the ability to spin out content at an incredible rate. And not only do you get the, you know, what's the word? You get like the enjoyment of playing the game early. You also get all of the subscriptions, all of the people tuning into your content. And then also that travels on into the game with creating, you know, gear because you know what you're doing. And I just genuinely do not like this. I want you to comment below what you feel, because I'm always open to discussion. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe you guys think this is totally fine. I think this is rubbish. This isn't about me wanting to like speed run the game blind. You know what I mean? I don't want to speed run the game blind and race through all content and create YouTube videos, and I'm annoyed that somebody else is creating YouTube videos. I personally think this is far worse than the video I made the other day when I said that I don't really mind people churning out some early guides. So you could say, oh, this is hypocritical. Well, the difference here is those guides are just speculating, and those guides are just trying their best to make a bit of content for the game. However, this is not somebody trying to make a bit of content for the game. This is somebody that has played pretty much the entirety of the game and will be able to churn out factual information that borderline data mines the game and spoils the fun. So this isn't a new player that's come from D4, has seen the lightning skill and is doing a tier list. This is somebody that's actually played the game and will factually be able to tell us what the most broken skill is. And yes, they can't make it into a guide, but we all know there are a million ways around that to reveal information. When I take a look at Reddit, I see, that people are saying, I'm not sure what people are doing. I recommend ignoring all social media and just going SSF for a month. Also, when you try to Google anything, it's going to be him as the first result. I think not only is it a bad idea to give Legacy Media a key early, this isn't a little early access game that needs some promotion. Everybody knows about PoE 1 by this point. I mean, hell, the Diablo 4 developers have even commented on it. So this is a guy that effectively viewbots his stream and via proxy, and has got access to a key, and I'm sure there'll be many others. So now when you load up PoE 2 on YouTube day one, there's going to be guides churned out, there's going to be full-time reviews, and it's just going to, it's going to effectively spoil the hype of the game. I think it is, I just think it's just not a good idea. Personally, if it was me running GGG, I would say give it a week. I genuinely think you should give it a week. If you say to all these people, you can go and make all your guides or whatever you want to do, not guides, but reviews, give it a week, because in a week, you'll have had plenty of time to make footage, write scripts, make a really nice video. And the early access is going on for 6 months anyway, I believe. So once that Legacy Media comes out and does reviews, if you're on the fence, you can just wait for Legacy Media, aka whatever, IGN, to go and do a review if that's what you're waiting for, and then all the other players get to enjoy the game for a week and not have it spoiled. Again, I agree with this comment. This doesn't exonerate Fextralife. It doesn't. Right, if a games company tells you, listen, don't post any videos that are guides before December the 6th, and then you think, you know what, I'll release something that isn't a guide before December the 6th. Okay, technically, haven't broken any rules, but use a bit of common sense, These people aren't bothered about getting favour in the PoE community. They're trying to milk it for everything humanly possible. He thought, I could probably get away with this, I'll leak it. We've got streamers here, Lily, Quinn, Empyrean, Cute Dog. Got some streamers here giving it. Really appreciate the transparency here. Quick on the response too. I'll be honest, that's a bit of an ass kiss of a message right there. Cole Carnage, appreciate the transparency. Yeah, I mean, look, I could spin this negatively. I will say, I could sit here and say, appreciate the quick response, appreciate the transparency, love the transparency. I could say all these people are just absolutely ass kissing. Or I could take them at face value and just say that they appreciate the quick response. The cynic in me says it's not really transparency. We wouldn't have known this unless this got leaked. So actually it wasn't transparency. If Fextralife didn't leak this information, then on the day of the release, all the guides would have come out and people would not have known that this existed. So I don't actually think it is transparency. So although these people are saying, oh, thanks for the transparency, is it transparency? Or is it shit, this guy kind of like revealed our plans and now we're going to have to tell everybody? because they didn't tell anyone, did they? They didn't say, hey guys, we have given Legacy Media access to review copies, and so if you want to avoid spoilers of the game, we recommend not looking at YouTube on the day and just playing it blind for your own enjoyment. You know, that would be transparency. Here it kind of feels like we got a little bit caught, and we've put out a statement. I just dislike this decision. I don't think it does anything good for the game. It does nothing good for the game. It might help a few extra sales, but I would be intrigued how much Legacy Media has an impact on sales when all of the streamers and all of the YouTubers would have been playing it and promoting it anyway. You know, like I say, this isn't some small game that needs a little bit of a boost. That everybody knows about Path of Exile at this point, and they know it's coming out. And they could have done the exact same thing. They could have said, hey, just wait a week, then you can post all of your guides. They'd still be at a massive advantage because they'd have been playing the game early, but it wouldn't have ruined the sort of release hype. So yeah, PoE 2 technically has, I guess, been leaked because there are people playing the whole early access game. Let me know what you think. I don't like it.